Hey everyone, it's me, Larry Andrews. I'm back after being on a timeout for a week imposed by YouTube because evidently talking about elected officials and their alleged wrongdoings is somehow cyberbullying. So I got a wonderful email from our good friends at YouTube saying that I broke their rules by cyberbullying. So I sent them back an email going, okay, well, why don't you tell me what exactly it was I did or said, and I'll make sure not to do it again. Well, they never got back to me, and they just said, nope, you blew it. You went against our thing. Strike one. So evidently strike one is a week. Strike two is 2 weeks. Strike three all within a 90-day period, and they pull your channel. So hopefully I will self-censor to the point where you get my drift, but I'm not bullying anyone because, God forbid I should bully anybody. But it's okay for you constitutional assholes out there to bully people. There's one big problem with the Constitution, and it's the exact same problem I have with the Bible, same problem you got with the Quran, same problem you have with Judaism scrolls and all their stuff. Bottom line, it's a document written by people, and unfortunately, everyone that reads it has their own interpretation of what is in the Constitution. And it's just funny to me that certain groups on a certain side that have a certain, it's the elephant in the room, have this thing that, everything's against the Constitution. Everything's an infringement on liberty. Everything goes against the First Amendment. Everything goes against the Second Amendment. Everything goes against the Constitution. My rights, my personal choice, and you can't tell me if the Constitution gives me right to do whatever I want, whenever I want. No. Kind of does, but it's really not like that. So all you assholes out there jumping up and down, screaming and yelling about vaccines and vaccine compellments, what's the word? Where you have to go and get vaccinated. All you people that are jumping up and down saying, no, United States government can't tell me I gotta stick something in my arm. I don't care. I don't believe it for anything. I'm not getting that vaccine for that COVID. Not gonna do it. Okay. Now, you very same constitutional assholes that are jumping up and down screaming about that are the very same people that, jump up and down. Free market, let the market decide. Business should be able to do what business wants to do. Okay, so here's a business called Price Chopper. They're up in upstate New York. I know who they are because I have a family member who works for them. Plus, I used to shop there because I used to live in that section of the country. Price Chopper now wants people to either prove they've been vaccinated or show a negative test result before they're allowed to shop in their store. And so many people are jumping up and down about it. There's people out there that have their own YouTube channels that are all about life, liberty, the pursuit, and this is the American way, and blah, 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 screaming and yelling. And, basically making fun of and putting down people that really want to get the vaccine. They're ass kissers. The ones that don't get the vaccine are freedom-loving patriots because it's not constitutional. No, it's got nothing to do with the Constitution, you fucking asshole. No shirt, no shoes, no service, no vaccination, no vegetables. It's the same goddamn thing. What is wrong with you idiots? You're the same morons, like those morons from that church that God hates fags, and they go in, everything's because of homosexuality, wars, people dying. It's the same thing. You are that group of assholes. You got to stop it. And you same people that complain about gun control, it's against the Constitution. Yes, it is. The problem is you very same assholes try to twist the Constitution. Somehow you don't have to do what is socially responsible. Guess what? Legal precedent has been set since the 1800s that actually, by the United States Supreme Court, says not only are vaccine requirements not against the Constitution, but they are reasonable and required in order to safeguard the public health. I have notes. I always make notes because I went into this week. I was annoyed. I couldn't get on. Heard a lot of people complaining. The very first school vaccine requirement was from the 1850s for smallpox. I'm pretty sure that was Massachusetts because smallpox was a problem. And doctors back then figured that, hey, you know what? All these little kids that are together going to school, we need to do something to stop the spread of this disease. So they required everybody, before they were allowed to go to school, had to get a vaccine. So that's precedent number one. Then by like 1963, 20 states had vaccine mandates for the measles. And by 77, there became a nationwide immunization requirement. And then by the 80s, measles were mostly gone. It was so little that it was basically zero. Until the anti-vaxxers started their horse shit, and now the measles are back. But hopefully they'll go away again. So some guy in 1855 sued the Supreme Court. Sued in the Supreme Court against, I'm pretty sure it was Massachusetts, that a vaccine mandate infringed upon his civil liberties and was unconstitutional. And the Supreme Court came back and said, no, you fucking asshole. It's reasonable and responsible for the protection of public health. So guess what? That guy had to get a goddamn vaccine. The court rejected. Now, this is the Supreme Court that all you assholes out there jumping up and down and waving the Bill of Rights and waving the United States Constitution. The court rejected the personal choice defense as a lawful reason to avoid vaccination. So, fuck you, you vaccine assholes. Okay? All you people out there going, oh, look at those kiss asses and bootlickers getting a vaccine. I ain't getting no vaccine. I'm not gonna let my government tell me what I can and can't do. Besides, it's non-constitutional. No. Supreme Court said, yeah, it is, actually. It is constitutional. And it's reasonable and responsible for the protection of the public health. And then in 1922, the Supreme Court ruled that a certificate of vaccination was legal before kids were allowed to be enrolled in school. Now, granted, that's for school and stuff like that, but there's also legal precedent by the Supreme Court saying that the government can impose, and they use those words, I don't see it as an imposition personally, but can impose a vaccine mandate even in times that, even in non-pandemic or what's the other one? In non-pandemic and non-epidemic times, they are allowed legally to impose a vaccine mandate, even when there isn't a pandemic or an epidemic, because it is reasonable and responsible for the protection of the public health. So certain United States representatives, a certain guy in Congress that likes to yell at Anthony Fauci and kind of yells at everybody for that matter, Man, when are we going to get our liberties back, huh, doctor? Tell me, doctor, what are the numbers? What are the numbers when we can get our liberties back? When are Americans going to be allowed to be liberty again? Government's taking away their ability to worship, taking away their ability to gather, taking away their ability. I want to know, when is this unconstitutional infringement of liberties going to stop? You all know who I'm talking about. Here's the thing. He's ranting about something that doesn't exist. And if you don't believe me, I'll put a link toward my little bit of research into this situation, and you can go ahead and interpret it all you want. But the fact is, it's not unconstitutional. The fact is, it's not an infringement of your liberties to get a vaccine. Ooh. And for all you assholes out there screaming and yelling and making fun of, denigrating, and trying to intimidate people that wear masks and trying to intimidate people that want to get the shot, you're the ones living in fear. What are you afraid of, you fucking assholes? Get a little shot? Oh, I don't like needles, Mommy. Please don't make me get a needle in my arm. What's wrong with you fucking idiots? Okay? Yeah, and I'm talking to you, Mr. Angry Prepper. I respect you. You're a fireman in a really dangerous section of a certain big city that I used to live in. And I remember a time, I'm a little older than you are, I think, but I remember a time when, firemen responding to fires in that section of your town where you live, while they're climbing up ladders, people up in those projects throwing refrigerators at them, throwing toilets at them, just throwing big heavy objects at them so that those people wouldn't get into their apartments out of fear. So you, Mr. Angry Prepper, you're the one in the building that's on fire throwing refrigerators out the window at the people trying to rescue you out of fear. But I respect what you do. I have a lot of respect for you, for your choice of what you do for a living. But come on. You're going to call people that get the shot and wear masks, you're calling them kiss asses? Really? And you're the uber, super duper patriot guy? Come on. It's just stupid to say stuff like that. And then, unconstitutional infringements. Well, guess what, asshole? It's not an unconstitutional infringement. Any of you people out there, it's not an unconstitutional infringement. I'm recovering from a back surgery. I literally can't leave my house. I cannot get into a car and drive to get a vaccine where I live in Florida. I wish I could, or else I would have done it. So I have to wait probably another 2 months until my doctor says it's okay for me to be in a car because of the bumps and stuff. It'll wreck the surgery. So I can get the vaccine, but I'm getting it. I made sure my father got it. I was like the first online with 5 different devices, refresh, for about 2 weeks before I was finally able to get my father a shot. So he's got a shot. So I'll be damned if guys like you and people in general that are complete assholes about this, all because of DJ 45, politicizing the shit out of something that should never have been politicized, but you guys believed him, and that's fine. And you're still believing him to the point of talk about bullying, to the point of beating up on the experts. And you're trying to use the Constitution as an excuse to be an asshole. I don't like it. Yeah, I think you need to stop. Get your fucking shot. Don't be an asshole.